Here we go, EVH. Have a look here, this sort of sits on top. There's no real recess for it, you see. And the neck's got all these white little marks over it and everything, very strange. But we'll take the back of this off first. I'm not going to get very far setting this up without having the access to the springs, or lack of. We'll see. I mean, maybe there's not enough springs, and maybe there's only 2 springs. I feel it like springing about on the Floyd Rose as I'm doing it, hanging up so high. So we've actually got, how strange, they've put a veneer in here. Yeah, and there's only 2 springs. They've put a veneer in here that's to make up the space of the cavity so that this sits flush. But yeah, there's a thin mil or so veneer of wood. I've never seen that before. Very strange. I'll just look for some springs and see if we can stick a spring in. Though I think the customer said these are 9s, so maybe we don't need another spring. Maybe we should just move the trunk. Whoa! That's crazy. Those screws are really misaligned. Right, we're going to have to detune it. That's about where we want it. I mean, I don't know if you can see that, but as soon as I tighten these screws, the whole trem wants to lift. Talking about, this is a veneer that's in here. It's actually split there. It's making up the spacing of this cavity here. So I've basically tightened up this trem claw, but as I tighten it up, the screws wobble. They sort of oscillate down, which obviously has got tighter as the more screw goes in. So I guess these screws are quite short, and they're just wobbling about. But for a second there, I thought, what's going on here? These screws come out and they've been filled or something, or drilled wrong, but it seems to be okay. I mean, the plastic's actually still all on these, because this guitar's new. The guy only just bought it. I think it probably was an in-store guitar, because there's a few marks on the neck. I'll show you what I mean. I'll just tighten all these out. So we're done in there now. I mean, it's at pitch, and the trem claw is balanced there, or the trem I should say is balanced. So now we've got a flat trem that's sitting off the fretboard a little bit, as it should do. I'll show you what I mean. Compared to earlier where it was sort of up like this, we've taken some of the tension out, and, or should I say, increased the tension of the springs, which has counteracted the string tension, and pulled this to float. So now it floats there. There's no recess routed into these, because they sort of sit on top, and they're just off the ground or off the top of the body on these pivots. Yeah, I'll get to that sitar at some point. So we're just here. We'll just give it a final sort of tune up before we lock the locking tuners. Tune up on my lap here. Cool. So we can probably lock these off now because we're done with the adjusting of all this. I don't think we're going to need to change the tuning drastically. Now the trem's down and not hanging up in the air, the action's actually much more playable now. Oh, I did that. This one's here. I think maybe we could come down a bit, so we might actually have to tune up again. I think we could probably get ourselves a sort of idea of where we can get our action. And it's already really low. So yeah, we'll just tune up again. Okay, so what we really need is this. Come here. We can sort of test a very high output. We will turn that down. The electric seemed to work. I mean, there's no crackles, so we're okay there. Intonation's actually fine on this. I mean, this would have been set up 4 nines in the factory, I should think. Just clamp these down. Make sure strings don't slip. Cool. And I guess I'll fire up an amp. The EVH, I've got a backing track loaded up, so we'll sort of hear what it sounds like.